It's time to play. Are you smarter than a master's degree? Now let's hear it for our host, Kerr Leon.
Thank you so very much. I am your host Kerr Liam. I hope everyone is having a great day. Now here are the game rules. Answer the multiple choice questions. Each question in round 1 is worth 100 points. If you are correct, write down your score. If you are not correct, don't worry, no points will be taken. For the final round, wager some or all your points. After, post your score on the Moodle forum with your critiques. Now are you ready for question 1? Question number 1. The Herbartian method forms 5 steps of what today's curriculum theorists would refer to as the instructional or implementation phase of curriculum planning, or what the authors would call curriculum development. What are the 5 steps of the Herbartian method in order of implementation? A. Preparation, presentation, systematization, application, association. B. Association, preparation, presentation, systematization, application. C. Preparation, presentation, association, systematization, application. D. Preparation, presentation, application, systematization, association. The correct answer is C. Johann Herbart (1776–1841) developed the concept of curriculum correlation, in which each subject should be taught in such a way that it refers to and relates to other subjects. His idea impacted the United States in the 1940s and 1950s by providing structure to the implementation phase of curriculum development. The Herbartian method include the following 5 steps. First step, preparation, by which the teacher simulates the readiness of the learner for the new lesson by referring to materials that were learned earlier. Second step, presentation, in which the teacher presents the new lesson to the students. Association, in which the new lesson is deliberately related to the ideas or materials that students studied earlier. Third step, systematization, which involves the use of examples to illustrate the principles or generalizations to be mastered by the students. Fourth step, application, which involves the testing of new ideas of the materials of the new lesson to determine if students have understood and mastered them. Question 2. The pressure of creating a modern curriculum was addressed in the 1920s. What classical curriculum was deemed no longer useful for high school students? A. Biology. B. Latin. C. Physics. D. Algebra. If you answered B, you are correct. Abraham Flexner's (1866–1959) proposed curriculum was adopted by Lincoln School of Teachers College, Columbia University, which combined the 4 core areas of study with emphasis on scientific inquiry. The modern curriculum consists of 4 basic areas: 1. Science, the curriculum's major emphasis; 2. Industry, occupations and trade; 3. Civics, history, economics, and government; 4. Aesthetics, literature, language, art and music. Latin was deemed to have no purpose in the curriculum because classics were out of step with scientific developments. Society was changing and educators also had to make changes to the curriculum. Question 3. In the early 1900s, curriculum was now being viewed as a science, with principles and methodology, not simply as content or subject matter. The idea of planning a curriculum, rather than simply describing it in terms of subjects and the time allotted, started to appear in literature. Which theorist possibly wrote the first book devoted solely to curriculum as a science and to all its phases? Is the correct answer A. Harold Rugg, B. Franklin Bobbitt, C. John Goodlad, D. Ralph Tyler? The correct answer is B. Franklin Bobbitt's 1918 book The Curriculum, was devoted to the theory that curriculum should outline the knowledge important for each subject and then develop principles for curriculum making, involving aims, objectives, needs, and learning experiences. Bobbitt's guidelines for selecting objectives are still used today. Question 4. The rise of universal education 1820 to 1900 was a time that all people of classes agreed that the American dream depended on mass education for intelligent participation in a democratic and economic growth for the country. Which of the following schools widely spread to the urban area where the immigrant population was increasing? Is the correct answer A. Monitorial schools, B. Common schools, C. Elementary schools, D. Academies? The correct answer is A. The monitorial school was a European creation based off of the educational model by Joseph Lancaster. The U.S. urban areas, and immigrant populous areas took well to the model due to the needs for school systems. The purpose of the monitorial school was to be effective, efficient, and economic. The curriculum should be chosen by experts of subjects but also should be clear enough so that high-achieving students can act as in-class instructors. The relationship between the teachers and the students in this particular school system follows as the teacher teaches the bright students. The bright students then teach other students while the teacher works in small groups with other students. The idea behind this approach is that all students are busy with learning the classic 3 R's while freeing the teacher from some instructional duties. Keyword here is efficient. While the monitorial schools were great assets to expanding more schools, mass education, and tax-paid elementary schools, it was eventually criticized for using ill-trained and informed students as instructors of education. The popularity of monitorial schools diminished as evolution took place. Question 5. During the transitional period 1893 to 1918, the educational world sought out more diverse and accommodating course offerings beginning in the elementary grades through secondary education. Which of the following was introduced in order to meet more students' needs, interests, abilities, and manual activities according to the NEA? Is the correct answer A. Flexner, Modern Curriculum, B. Judd, Systematic Studies and Social Sciences, C. Vocational Education, D. Commission on the Reorganization of Secondary Education? The correct answer is C. The NEA supported the concept of vocational education along with the Smith-Hughes Act of 1917 provided federal aid for vocational education related to agriculture, trades, and home economics. Vocational education should serve as an equal course route for students who want to focus on a trade. Professionals and experts in certain fields that fall under the CTE, career and technical education, should be the sole creators of vocational education creation of course curriculum. Relationships built through vocational education can stem from growth of college debt, high school disengagements, and the need for middle skills jobs. All of these situations create focused and driven students who want to learn and join the workforce quicker than 4 years of bachelor's degree. As stated in our textbook, CTE has great promise and has been the effect of great results. However, the evaluation process is needed for a continued revamping of the curriculum. Question 6. The first half of the 20th century saw a diverse selection of principles that created curriculum methods. In particular, there is one model that was used by the majority. Which of the following models is considered the basic way to create curriculum? Is the correct answer A. Rugg and Caswell, The Development Period, B. Tyler, Basic Principles, C. Bobbitt and Charters, Behaviorism and Scientific Principles, D. Kilpatrick, The Progressive Influence? The correct answer is B. The Tyler model is best termed as a current focus tool for principles and steps when it comes to creating curriculum. Many curricularists and practitioners of schools consider his model to be the most basic and best model for curriculum creation. There are 4 basic questions that Tyler believed anyone who is creating curriculum should be able to answer. 1. What educational goals should a school seek to accomplish? 2. What educational experiences are likely to lead to these goals? 3. How can these educational experiences be effectively organized? 4. How can we determine whether a school's goals are being accomplished? Question 7. Who spearheaded the Common School movement? Is the correct answer A. John Dewey, B. Horace Mann, C. Harold Rugg, D. William Kilpatrick? The correct answer is B. According to Baines, Horace Mann studied law and became a senator for the state of Massachusetts. As a politician, Mann served as the advisor for education. At the time, the Common School was being implemented but faced many challenges. Mann rectified the challenges of the Common School and informed the citizens of Massachusetts the future of their state was integrally tied to the education of all children, not just the best and brightest. Question 8. According to Ornstein and Hunkins, which of the following 19th-century European educators made enduring contributions to curriculum? A. Johann Pestalozzi, B. Friedrich Froebel, C. Herbert Spencer, D. All of these are correct. The correct answer is D. According to Cohen, the Age of Enlightenment brought important changes in education because citizens were able to gain knowledge about the world without the control of the religious influence. Jean-Jacques Rousseau was a philosopher that believed that designed instruction should be based on the child's development. Swiss educator, Johann Pestalozzi studied Rousseau and concluded with Rousseau's theory concerning child development. Following Rousseau and Pestalozzi, Friedrich Froebel established the first kindergarten. Herbert Spencer was an English social scientist who was a proponent of evolution. Although controversial, Spencer's ideas helped spur the era of industrial growth. Now add your scores up from the correct answers. And place your wager for the final round. Question 9. According to Ornstein and Hunkins, knowing the historical perspectives does not lead to the understanding of. Is the correct answer A. Various theories and practices in education, B. Relationship between content and process in subject areas, C. Relationship between what students of the past learned and what students now learn, D. Creating a positive learning environment through classroom management? The correct answer is D. While having a good classroom management plan is an important tool for effective learning, it is not a part of the historical development of the curriculum. The authors stated it is important to know and understand the historical development of the curriculum so that professional educators and those that are involved in any of the stages of curriculum implementation do not repeat the mistakes of the past. Wow! I believe you did prove you were smarter than a master's degree. Until next time, remember the D in ED does not stand for dumb. Have a great rest of the semester.
We hope you enjoyed the presentation. We would like to conclude with this quote on the screen by Carl Jung. The history of curriculum is a long, winding road with many hits and misses. As teachers, we must see the curriculum as an effective tool to meet goals of standards. However, how you achieve the goals is up to you by providing the measures that is effective for your students.